Good morning, traders. Are you excited? I'm excited to start this week. Like always, one of the best things of the stock market is that we get a brand new day, a brand new week, and brand new opportunities. Let me know if you're excited about an opportunity in the stock market this week, or just throw up a ticker and we'll take a look. Let's get to the action. It's live trading with Benzinga. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to come after it. Let's get into green.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, traders, get ready. I'm excited, of course, to get the trading action started. Let's bring on Ryan Faloona. How was your weekend, my friend? You had a good one?
I did. We're celebrating a victory Monday today as the Bears miraculously won a football game. But my weekend was great. It consisted of the pillars of a great weekend. It consisted of good food, exercise, sports, and relaxation. The four pillars of an excellent weekend were all in place. I'm stoked.
All right, so I didn't do pretty much any of that. I worked the whole weekend, 18 hours on my video that I will be releasing tomorrow. But hey, at the end of the day, can you be mad about that? No, because it's my way of giving back. And it's something that I wanted to do for you guys because I did a lot of deep research and I don't want you guys to miss tomorrow's video. The Crisis 23 regional banks. The clock is ticking, team. Don't miss that. That's going to be released tomorrow before the show in between pre-market prep and live trading. So if you see that we start up tomorrow at 9:12, don't get mad at me. It's only going to be to 9:12, and then we'll get started with the show. We'll be on before 9:15 and get you guys ready for the market open. But I want you guys to catch it because I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of stats, a lot of information that I brought to this stream, and I want you guys to check out that video. Let's get to the action. Let's go to the stocks now. Let's go, and I'm going to bring up my charts. We'll see what we trade today. Of course, on Friday, my best win was actually Victoria's Secret, man. That thing just continued climbing all day long. This made me over $100 there on this trade. So can't be mad about this one. Victoria's Secret, not a bad little trade on Friday. We'll see what happens today. If we start to get some retail trades to go higher, I don't have too much edge, and I'm going to be a lot careful out the gates because I just feel like the market's all over the place, right? A lot of bearish outlook out there. Of course, we're getting deeper and deeper to the big earnings, and I'll talk about those big earnings reports that are coming up later in the week. But man, it's going to be something to watch, I think, today. And I think that today we might be able to have maybe even a little bit of a plus day as we had 3 or 4 red days, because I feel like the bearishness is getting extreme. But I can't blame you guys for being on that side, right? Of course, we saw the banks get hit hard. Last week, I struggled with FAZ on Monday and Tuesday, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, of course, it went higher, team. So we'll see what happens with this one. Look at that takeoff in FAZ, right? So we'll see if we're able to catch some of this banking action. That's going to do it for me, at least on my outlook. I'm going to go to Ryan in just a second here to check out his SPY outlook. But I want you guys, of course, to check out Rule the Pool competition. Of course, you guys see it. We're going to go after it October 30th to November 7th. $620,000 in prizes. We'll talk a little bit more about how you guys can be winning that action. Let's go to Ryan's charts here as we take a look at the SPY. What are you seeing, my friend?
All right. So first of all, I love the little hint there to get me to share my screen.
You like that, right? You like that, right?
I do. That was very well
getting better,
done.
man. 2% better every day, baby.
You're clearly a professional producer. That was awesome. Okay, so looking at the SPY here, we basically stopped right at the 500-day, right? So we broke beneath the 200-day, which is the blue line. We stopped right at the 500-day. Shout out to 13 out here, who not only won his fantasy matchup because of Deontay Foreman, the Bears running back with 3 touchdowns, but also the gentleman whom I've named this moving average after. This 500-day moving average is known as the Joe moving average because so many times I was taught by Joe when this moving average comes into play. Now, here on this Monday morning, it appears as if we are bouncing off of this moving average, or rather, it appears that we're set to bounce off this moving average. Now, it'll be interesting to see where we end up closing today. We still have a VIX above. In fact, VIX currently at 22. We finally got that VIX above 20. Let's see if we end up making a down move or if we bounce here. Looking at the RSI and looking at where we're at, I wouldn't be shocked if we bounce here. I don't have an earnings graphic prepared for you. I should have done that, but I haven't actually tweeted it out. Let me see if I can find that. We do have some earnings prints later today that we're going to have to take a look at. Let me see if I can find this. Okay. After today is going to be Logitech, Crown, and Cliffs. The big day starts tomorrow. Okay. That's going to be Coca-Cola, Verizon, GE, 3M, Spotify, and RTX, the defense company that makes missiles. We're going to have that in the morning. Followed by Microsoft tomorrow after hours. So I'll go ahead and get those earnings graphics up. We'll start with those and we'll watch for those the rest of the week. But where we're looking at SPY, I want to see where do we end up finishing today. This is going to be a really busy week, culminating with Thursday after hours when Amazon reports. So I want to see what these candles look like here. We're set up to bounce. Don't feel great about us bouncing, but given the RSI and where we're at, I wouldn't be shocked if today was a slightly green day. Now let's go ahead and check out some of the movers here. Let's check out some of the stuff that's moving around and go through it. We'll start with LMDX at the top of the list here. This is for you penny players. And if you'll notice, the reason that this is on here, I actually cleared out my price slider. I wanted to cover this real quick, but we're going to go back to that here in a sec. LMDX. Huge move here. Moved in the pre-market on Friday, or excuse me, in the after-hour session on Friday. Next leg up here today. This one, with it being a penny stock, just follow the technicals here. We've already bounced off the VWAP once. If this breaks through the VWAP, we want to wait for a confirmation that there's some type of bottom being put in before we try it to the long side here. Again, I'm probably going to pass on this, but you penny players that have been absolutely destroying penny stocks lately, LMDX in your wheelhouse here today. Now, let me go back and add that filter in here, and let's talk about some of the other stocks here. INVO, we've traded this one before. This is Invo Bioscience. This stock was a penny stock on Friday, but ripping here this morning on really, really good volume. If we take a look at the news, looks like we do have a fresh piece here from today. Innovo to acquire NEA Biosciences in an all-stock deal. That is apparently causing this to pop. We'll see where this ends up going. I'd be very careful with this. This was a penny stock. Let's see what it does. Should follow the technicals here today, but let's wait for that to shake out. Remember, we're going to be using the Smoke Tuna Pro Plan, which is what I'm going to call it from now on. We're going to wait that first 15 minutes out and not get tied up in any type of head fake on some of the larger names or on some of the smaller names. TGH, this is this was actually a buyout, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this was a buyout. So these two things here are, what is this? The preferred shares? Perpetual preference shares. Yeah, I think these are preferred Series B preferred shares, I believe. So these two up on the buyout, no trade there. APLM. This one was popping earlier. Now it's really kind of come in off that initial pop. You can see this is down from 4. So this is down huge over the past couple of sessions here. We do have a PR here this morning about efficacy of one of its drugs. So we'll see if this ends up driving it here. Is this pop just short-lived? Do we come back in, or do we actually get some of this back, get some of the upside move back, excuse me. The one thing I will say here is, given the drop that this has seen, if we do start to build some upside momentum, closing the gap up to 350 and maybe even 4 is going to be possible. So that's something to keep in mind here. We're not quite seeing that yet. I'd really like to see some more volume right now, but we'll see what happens when the market opens. APLM. Next is going to be NM. This is Navios Maritime Holdings. And I got to say, I'm not familiar with this one at all. I don't think I've ever traded this. Looks like there's a merger agreement. Okay, so this is a buyout at 228. Pardon me. Probably no trade here on that buyout at 228. Current price 220. I should have checked that one before we went to it, but shame on me. Okay, so JYD, this looks like this popped the other day. They can barely see it here, but this is actually the pre-market. There's just one big stick here. So it looks like this maybe is a rounding bottom off the, a rounding bottom here off of support. We'll see if it goes through 2 and if it goes higher here. Not familiar with this one, but we'll see if that one gets going. We really need to see some more volume before that becomes a play. OCC, not sure on this one. Oh, we don't have, what happened here? We don't have my volume. There we go. There we go. Here's HARP. Okay. HARP. Now you can see this one did pop as high as 13, really kind of came back in towards 10 and has taken the next leg down. Really want to make sure that we find some type of support here. We don't find support here. Who knows where this one's going to go? This one pretty thin too, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check. Yeah, on average, the stock trades about 53,000 shares of volume. Really, really thin here. We've already traded 1.6 million here in the pre-market. So let's see what happens to Harpoon Therapeutics when the market actually opens. Now that's all I had here. Let me flip over to my main chart here. Let's go. This is LIPO from last week. Let's see if there's anything that you folks want to take a look at here today. I'm going to start at the bottom. Crow, LIPO, red to green setup, XRTX also on watch. Okay, so here's LIPO. We actually already have this. The good news here is that this is holding most of it pop from last week. We bled back about 50% of it. Let's see if we end up trading back up or if this breaks down. You were also mentioning XRTX. That was, of course, the penny stock that went absolutely buck wild last week. We'll see the huge day here on Friday, really starting to bleed its gains back. Crow says he's got this on watch. To me, this sure seems like this might kind of break down here. We'll see if we end up getting that. Let's see, what else did we miss there? TGH, Explodus, you said you couldn't find news. That's the Texas Container Group. Let's see what we got here on this one. Yes, so this was a buyout. This is why I didn't cover this one. Explodus. So yesterday we actually got a PR here that they were going to be acquired by Stone Peak for $7.4 billion. So it looks like $50 a share, current price $48.91. That is the reason for your move there in TGH, excuse me. That covers that. If anyone was in that, congrats, by the way. It's always nice waking up on a Monday to one of your holdings being bought out. That's a really sweet feeling. Unfortunately, I was not in that one here today. Okay, let's see. What else were you folks taking a look at? Joseph saying, we holding these Netflix puts, or you tell me, bro. You're a trader. You don't need someone else to trade your account. You wouldn't be here if you did. Let me know what you plan on doing with those Netflix puts. Netflix here about flat. After our fairly big breakdown last week. I remember. Oh, that's right. Netflix. Oh, on Friday, yeah, I was being ridiculed for saying I would short Netflix. By the way, down 9 points from that high. We'll see where Netflix ends up going today. Let's see. Okay, I think that's all the tickers that you guys suggested here. I'm keeping my eye on Bivy. Carmen, good morning. I'm keeping my eye on Bivy as it is set to report blinded data this week at a conference. Okay, so that not moved yet. What kind of conference is that, and what kind of stock is this? This is Bivy. All right, so this is just kind of a small cap stock here, 362. Looks like it is popping here a little bit. What does this do, Carmen? Let's see. Clinical stage, developing innovative drug therapies to treat chronic debilitating conditions, including liver disease and neurological and neurodegenerative disorders and certain cancers. Okay, so it looks like kind of like a rare disease biotech company presenting at conferences. That can be good. I don't have any line on whether it's going to be good or not, but if they're presenting there, maybe there will be some information out of there that'll cause this stock to move. Awesome that you're in it before the movement. Keep us posted on that. Maybe put this on your watch list. Ticker BIVI. When is that conference? This week at a conference. Okay, so the conference is going to be this week. Sweet. So that's coming real soon. Mitch, I'm through all of my tickers, and I caught up with some of the tickers here in the chat. So I think we're on to whatever. You've got your orange juice. You're ready to go. Liz, by the way, no, have not been golfing. It's been a little bit cooler here.
Yeah.
I'm actually taking the last few weeks off of golf. I'm going to do simulated golf here in Chicago when it gets too cold. And I'm also going to take lessons at Golf Tech. So I'm really going to try to work on the swing and develop some consistent long drives with the woods. So looking forward to that. But currently have not golfed in several weeks yet, Liz. All right. CVM news. We didn't cover that one yet, did we? No, we did not. Let's see here. 5-year head and neck cancer survival increased from 45 to 73% using this drug. Okay, pretty awesome. So it looks like we're getting a PR there about some cancer treatment, cutting the risk of death in half. That is an interesting PR here. We'll see where this goes. CVM, your ticker there. Good shout. Good shout, Webcoin. Good morning, Webcoin. AUMN. Look at that here real quick. AUMN saying continuation from Friday. If I recall correctly, was this a Becca play? Becca, aren't you in this? This was, I think, I remember talking about this late last week. Perhaps I missed your exit, but in any case, AUMN popping here again. We were above 2. Let's see if we can actually get above 2 again here today and maybe push off from that. LMDX, that penny stock, still on the relative volume scanner. Still haven't broken VWAP. We'll see if that stays up here. I think that's about it.
All right, guys, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the trade the pool hot stocks. All right, hot stocks, the Tesla Dragon, of course, included on there. And we'll take a look at the Tesla Dragon. Why is the Tesla Dragon imported this week? Because, of course, last week it reported earnings. And what reports earnings this week? Well, of course, you get GM and Ford that will report earnings this week. So I definitely will be watching to see what happens there in Tesla and Ford and GM, right? Will we see kind of Tesla get the lift off of the GM mentioned, or will it be a negative, right? I think in the long run, I think you're going to see Tesla maybe come back to maybe even potentially 200, if not back down to 170s. I've been bearish Tesla for a while now up here, and it finally played in. And a lot of this is what exactly Elon mentioned on the earnings call. He gave you the insight that he sees, at least if interest rates stay where they are, well, of course, demand is going to come down. And I mean, this is kind of an obvious, right? Let's just be honest. I don't expect to see high purchases of cars in 2024 with interest rates being at where they are. Not many families, at least middle income families, can afford a $1,000 car payment. Like back in the days, like maybe I would have said, okay, if I was doing $1,000 car payment, I'm hoping I'm driving a Porsche, not driving a regular EV or a, let's say, a new Mach-E or something like that. Like that's not what I want to be paying $1,000 a month for. So I can tell you that is I expect to see big declines in auto manufacturers and big decline in lithium names.
You know, the one thing that the auto manufacturers are doing to kind of combat that, Mitch, is they're now extending purchase programs for a longer length of time. Like you can get a 7-year lease now. Used to be, I think, like a 3 or a 4-year lease. Now you can get a 7-year lease, which
nice trick to screw the consumer,
exactly.
right? Isn't it so exciting?
I mean,
I mean, honestly, that's a big trick there, right? Because let's just say that you're a person that uses a vehicle more than the average person, right? If your average mileage, let's say 12,000 miles or 15,000 miles a year, right? Just add that up. Where's the car going to be when the loan is getting towards the end of the loan? You got to be careful with anything that could possibly be kind of broken before you even pay the loan. So I don't want to be going into those situations unless I'm the type of person that maybe works from home. Like in my situation, it's not that bad. I have a vehicle that was brand new in 2019 and I still have it right now. And how much mileage does the car have? Only has like a little bit over 30,000. So if it's in that situation, I understand like pushing it out in time. But in most situations where you're an average driver or a little bit excessive towards the, let's say, above average driver, that's not going to be a good outlook. Apple coming down also, and it just shows to show us the big boys are not looking good here, guys. Unless earnings reports come in and kick ass, we're looking like we're heading further to the downside. And the biggest one that I'll be watching is if NVIDIA disappoints, where does NVIDIA go? And what does that do to the market? And what does this look like? What does this look like? Hold the horses. What does this look like at the top? I mean, as clear as day, guys. Right shoulder, head, left shoulder. This is as good of a head and shoulders top as I've ever seen it. Look at that. That is clean, guys. So now what do we got to look for? The neckline breakdown. That's a move through 400. When will we see that? We could see bounces here towards maybe 430s and then eventually see the 400 break. So it doesn't mean that NVIDIA is going through there today, but it's definitely clear as day on the charts. So we'll see what happens there. All right. And of course, that's Apple. And the last one that was on the list was Palantir. Let's go to Palantir. Palantir at 1590, starting to pull back. I don't feel this stock will continue rising. I know it's war situations and things like that, and people view this as an AI stock, but I think this eventually just comes right back down. The same way that I feel AI eventually comes back down below 20s. I've talked about this since this has started to break the 30s and 28 area, and this has continued the downtrend. Another stock that I could see continuing the downtrend is Carvana. And a lot of what I'm talking about today, right, where vehicle sales are going to go down, even used vehicle sales. I see a rough time for anybody that needs a vehicle next year, right? So if you need a vehicle next year, you might want to stick around with the vehicle you have right now and try to take care of it, because you don't want that situation right now. All right. And of course, Chevron with the biggest news of the day. We can take a look at oil and how they'll perform. I actually had a swing trade on Chevron, so I'm actually caught in this position down about 3.4%. So I need to watch what happens today. Probably going to get just out the gates unless I can get a big pop in Chevron. But glad I only went in for the starter position, and it was about 1/4 of that position on Friday, but getting caught in the news. And that's just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you're going to get what we call a tape bomb. This is a tape bomb for me today. Now, the only question is, will we bounce off these levels with the deal for Hess? We'll see.
Real quick, INVO halted right out of the gate here. So this is an upside halt on IMVO. And we also had some volume here on AUMN. So AUMN popped to the pre-market high, was unable to take it out. Look for this 225 to come down. If this continues its upside momentum, I would say that if AUMN breaks down beneath 2 and really can't find any type of support, that would be a turnaround. Good start here for AUMN.
Lithium names going lower, so definitely take a look at those types of names. I'm looking to see if maybe I can find a short in that area. It doesn't look good, and I'm not even finding shorts. They're all just kind of destroyed. Let me go to maybe CCJ, start seeing this start to decline. A little part of me feels like this is going to start to get hit. Doesn't look too bad right now.
TPST flying here, breaking above 5. So TPST, this one, multiple trades last week here. Was down pretty considerably on Friday here, but moving higher here. TPST 520 now on TPST. Pitch Bruin, good morning. Happy Monday. TPST, I should have known. Yeah, we all should have. After watching last week, we all should have figured out exactly what TPST is going to do here today. It's not the end of it, believe me. By the way, yank, so it's actually been pulled back off that high now.
Healthcare getting smacked here out the gates, guys. So XLV maybe to the downside here. Definitely seeing healthcare get smacked. What's getting smacked the most is I see technology and utilities getting smacked the most.
I was just going to say tech to me feels the heaviest right here. Seeing a lot of tech names moving down, the bigger names and some of the smaller names too. SSYS moving down here as well. See what those home builders can do. Nice little pop for Toll, but I think that probably comes back in.
What's taken off lately is SARK, and that just shows me that growth names have been just destroyed as of late. ARKK names getting hit hard today. Unity with a downgrade out there. Archer getting hit again. Man, I should have shorted the hell out of Archer at 7. But I don't expect this company going anywhere anytime soon. And I feel like too many people get way too excited about what Archer is.
ACHR?
Yeah. They get just too excited about what it is. I'll tell you. To me, that's like 10 years out. And if a company's 10 years out, there's no reason to think about today. All right.
TPST coming back in off the highs there.
Palantir, big drop. I can look for that.
I was going to say, take a look at Palantir.
I'm willing to get short that thing.
INVO open here, popped higher, going higher here, 181 on INVO. No position here, obviously.
All right, I need Palantir to come back to 1575 and 1580s. Big decline out the gates here. And you guys saw me. I was very bearish on Palantir going into it before the open, and it wiped out here on this trend line. So I'm going to look for an attempt move back to this support. If it can go off that support, I don't mind starting to get short there. That's in the 1580s, 1582. So I'm going to draw this line a little thicker for you guys so you guys can clearly see it. That's going to be the area where I want to get short when it comes back.
Tesla coming in here with tech going down. Tesla looking for a 200 test on TSLA. Tesla.
All right, let me see what I can find here on the list. AMC doing a little bit of a pop. Yeah, AMC is a little bit of a mover there. Nothing that I'd be looking at, but hey. What about the Bitcoin names? Of course, Bitcoin names getting a big pop.
Yeah. Bitcoin was above 30,000 here, although it's selling off now, looking like it's going to test 30,000 to the downside. 30,490, your current price on Bitcoin.
ARM going to 46, now below that 50 mark on the daily and going lower and lower and lower. This is why I don't trust IPOs pretty much ever.
So you're not getting up to buy Instacart, huh?
Oh, I've told you guys. What did I say on Kava when it was up here? Kava was one of the ones that I talked about this when I was like, yo, this thing's never going to make it, man. I think Kava eventually goes to $10. What about Cart? That was the
Cart. That was another one. That actually, I think, had a piece of news here this morning. Let me check on Instacart real quick.
I don't even think I have
Cart
that
down.
one.
Cart down 1.5% here this morning. Currently $24. Let's see.
Everything red, guys. It's a sea of red out there right now, guys. Sea of red to start the day. Only thing green from the open is basic materials. What's doing well there? Agricultural inputs and aluminum getting a little bit of a bounce. This morning, there was a big kind of downgrade on Alcoa, but Alcoa getting a little bit of a spike out the open, now starting to pull back.
INVO going for that 2 level here on INVO.
All right, so I was looking for a dip below 100 on DHI to maybe take a shot at that. That literally hit it already, guys. So in the pre-market, we were below that. And I'm looking right now, residential construction is up. So I might try to play this a little bit if I can get a pullback to 100 on DHI.
That's, of course, DR Horton, the builder. Remember, I'm still short tall. That's actually been a pretty big winner here. Shorted tall when it was above 80 using the 80 puts,
Nice.
sold and rolled it into the 70 puts, currently at $68 here on TOL. So I'm still in that, Mitch. I got 25 days left on that contract. I'd be looking to close that here this week if we can get another down move.
Yeah, that's where I think the 200-day might be the trouble to get through there. You're hitting the 200-day right now, and I know how technical traders are. They freaking see that and they jump right on it. So we'll see if it goes to the next levels. Next level I would see is a move towards 65 on Toll Brothers, if that's the next layer of support. But yeah, the 200-day or the 200-day exponential that I have is 69.06. I could see it maybe coming back a little bit to 72s and 74 this week. That's just my outlook, right? We'll see what happens.
INVO halted again, 202 on the upside here on INVO. Wiss says, I want 350 on INVO. I hope you get that, my man. That's another $1.50 from where we're at here. Yeah, sorry, Mitch.
Not to worry, man. A little orange juice, guys. We'll see what happens. TPST. Just trying to make a move. I don't trust that one bit, but that's just me. It's been making a move this morning.
I'm going to have to jump here for a couple of minutes, but I'll be right back.
No worries.
And when we
man.
get back, the 15-minute moratorium will be over, so we'll be ready to find something and go hit it. Looking at the broader market here, Small caps still trading like they're all going to zero. Tesla 204 looking like it's coming into 200. And VIX starting to trade up here. So 22.35 on the VIX. We'll see if we go higher here today.
All right, we'll see if the SQQQs can keep going higher. I'm going to look to see what stays in the red, what goes green. I mean, man, everything in the red now. There's not a single in this sector that's green from the open, and that just shows me that should be leaning to the bearish side right now. And then I'm looking to see what's green in industries. There's very few industries that are green here, so I'm looking around, guys.
What is green here? AUMN still holding above that 2 here. We'll see if we can go to 220 on AUMN. Home builders not breaking down anymore, which is what I would have really liked to have seen there.
Hilton getting smacked here. Looks like
PST going higher, of course.
But of course, as stocks love to do this, they might reverse here. So just keeping an eye on to see if we get some reversal action. Coins has been smacked out the gates.
All right, Mitch, I'll BRB, my man.
You got it, my friend. All right, guys, I don't see much edge right now. I'm going to fix the charts up. Just give me one quick second here. Hendricks, lay down. All right, let's see what else is going out there, team. What else you guys got? Moderna trying to bounce. Don't trust it either, Jane. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. All right, let's see what we can come up with. Low day on the SPY. Yes, SPY is coming down. KRE is starting to come down here. I don't know if I trust to get shorted today. XLF, though, is going down there, so that's definitely taking a hit. We'll see if JPM takes another hit down. FAZ getting another move up higher here, so not going to go ahead and play that because I just feel like I'm late to the game there. But looking around to see what else could be making moves, especially daily moves, like what makes sense. Defensives getting hit harder, utilities getting hit harder, financial services, healthcare, everything on the downside right here. Technology, consumer, cyclical, and energy getting hit the hardest here. So stocks that were up in oil could be a kind of a short opportunity, like let's say like SLB, Halliburton, names like that don't look too bad. I see Halliburton rejected the 42.20 move this morning, so it doesn't look too bad if it could get back here to 41.90s and reject 42s. We'll see what happens in there if oil comes back on the day, or will it be a red day for oil? Halliburton back to 41.90s. Don't mind that one either. Looking around to see what else you guys are taking a look at. INVO back on, Rick. I'll take a look at that in just a second. We'll see if Halliburton comes back to at least 41.85s. I'll just set an alert there to see if it comes back. But oil taking a down hit today. INVO looks like pulled off that $2, now coming back to the 190s. Look at that sizing getting filled right here. This is so important to show the level 2 on Trade to Pull. If you guys don't have it, definitely check it out. Top right chart here. You guys see that that 138,800 shares there at the 190 spot, and it just got halted there. Do you think that was someone trying to get out? Hell yeah, that was someone trying to get out. So we'll see what happens. Rick, it halted, and why? Well, look at all that share size, right? I mean, that's definitely going to make an impact there. We'll see what happens if that can go through the next level. TPST pulling back here. We'll see if it goes back below $5. Where's the VWAP on this one? VWAP on this one is up there towards 516. So I would like to see a move back through towards like 490s, 480s, and then come back up through 5. But that's just my outlook. We'll see if that does turn around or not. UVXY trying to get a little bit of a lift today. We'll see if some of these stocks really kind of hold on. Mara, it's coming back pretty fast there. And it just seems like it's just a bearish type of day, guys. I'm looking for some bounces to get short, but there's really not much out there. Man, I should have shorted IonQ so much, man. I wanted to kind of destroy this stock when it was at the top, but it's been coming down ever since. All right, let's go back to looking for some shorts. Palantir, can it come back so I can get short here? Still hasn't come back yet. All right, what else you guys are taking a look at here? Lockheed Martin longs look good. I don't know about Lockheed Martin with industrials, but they are the slightest down. They're only down 0.03. So what's leading the market is still red, but there is some areas there that don't look too bad. Of course, I'll look to see those defensive names to see how they're doing right now. Defensives are still down. That's one thing that I noticed, but Lockheed Martin is leading that space there. So keep your eyes on that. We'll see what happens. I have aerospace and defense together there. So I'm taking a look at those. BA is in the red. RTX is green right now. NOC is red. That was one that I was thinking could decline a little bit further. So we'll see what happens there. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Hendrix being a little annoying today, but that happens. Let me just keep trading and see what we can come up with. Starbucks and Walmart looking good to short. We'll see what happens to those names. All right, team. Finally, sorry about that, guys. Just Hendrix, just being Hendrix today. We'll see what happens here. Finally getting Palantir to come back up through that 1570 mark. Going to go ahead and start trying to get short here at the 1580s. Just need a tiny bit more to get short here. Just a little pop into the 80s, and I'll go ahead and I'll try to get short. There you guys see it. My first order is ready to get short there. I'm going to take a little bit here. Just took a little bit there at the 72. Willing to add here at the 80s for a slight pop there. Got a little bit short of Palantir here. Market's bouncing. We'll take a look to see if that bounce holds. Market maybe come back to VWAP. That's what I'll be looking for. SPY right now is coming back to VWAP. All right, this is about like a 50-cent move down here. So looking to see if I could add a little bit more here into the 80s. Let's look for other trades here. Also coming back to the trade here, Chevron. Chevron's right off the VWAP. I'm looking at some oil names here. Halliburton doing the same move I talked about. So I'm going to go after Halliburton right now. I just need to go ahead and try to get the shares. 4180. I had a second there to grab it, man. That's a little frustrating. Was looking for the 4180 spot. I have to chase now, and I hate chasing, guys. That's a little frustrating. I wanted to get short this name, but didn't get the trade off there in time. Valero is looking interesting here too. It's already missed it, guys. I'm going to go to Palantir and just stay with that. That's how it is sometimes. No ad for me, but at least into the green now. We'll see if this can come and take out the lows. And the SPY come right back down is what I'm kind of looking for. Qs and SPY are still starting to come back. I take a look at the bigger stocks to see how those move. Microsoft is trying to move higher. Apple is trying to move higher. We'll see if Tesla gets a move to the upside. But keeping an eye on the bigger boys to see how those kind of perform. The one that's leading the rally right now, I feel like back is NVIDIA. So if you want to take a look at that one, definitely take a look at that chart. Doesn't look too bad there. NVIDIA going higher to 417. Haha, you see trade the pool? I caught it too. There you go. Good mention. Disney down still. We'll see what happens on that. INVO, one more push. We'll see, Crow. Big seller there. Did they get, where did that one open up? Man, were you the big seller, Crow? That one came back to 170. We'll look to see if it gets through that $2 spot there. Big level to watch is a 205 after that. I'll see if it gets stopped up there. All right, going back to Palantir here. All right, guys, don't want this to come back through my entry here. So going to go ahead up and set a stop here for $3 and just look for it to do the takedown through the 1530s. If it does do that takedown there, it'll be a nice little $50 gain for me. So pretty much no risk on this, and we'll see what reward we can come up with. Clean Spark and Riot starting to get a little bit of a move. So it looks like the coin might be into play. Yeah, coin is coming back to VWAP. Mara is starting to get back too also. That's right at the VWAP there. So this is a type of play that is out there available to you guys. Mara, clean Spark starting to get a little bit of a jump there. Riot getting a little bit of a jump there. We'll see if these can continue to climb. Mara doesn't look too bad for the 8 break. Let's see the daily chart off of this. Yeah, there's some buyers probably stepping up here, trying to defend this 776 bottom. We'll see if it can come back to 850s today. Yeah, you can see the defend of this bottom here. Maybe a 790 pullback and then an extension through 8, but we'll see what happens on that one. Doesn't look too bad at all. Good morning, Gil. Look at the chat, showing love. That's what I like to see. What are you guys taking a look at in the chat out there? MNMD and MDM. Let's take a look at that one. Nano Dimensions, it's the 3D stock, right, Carmen? Doesn't look too bad on the daily. I kind of like your approach there, Carmen. This is actually the pretty interesting stock on the daily. The key is going to be close above the 280s today. Close above the 280s looks good. And this looks like it wants to go to a trend line here. And there's 2 touches on it, but it could come back to make the 3rd touch, which is that move right here towards around $297 and $3 today. That seems in play to me there, Carmen. So good eyes out there, Becca. Oh, it's not even Carmen, it's Becca. Becca, good eyes out there with this NNDM. I definitely think the chart at least looks great there. Think it's a good time for SoFi since student loans are back on. Just remember that at the end of the day, what I've thought about SoFi is I thought we would get the lift for a while now, and there really hasn't seen that lift yet. But that's just something to pay attention to. It's not a bad outlook, at least. I can't blame you for thinking about it, Market Sniper. Get that snipe. Baba's still weak below 80s. Yeah, I saw a lot of these Chinese names going on the downside. But Becca, yeah, that's not a bad chart. I always like to find charts that look good, and on the daily, that's one of them. there's Halliburton getting me a little bit of a lift there to give me an opportunity. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look there to see if oil's reversing or will reject right back down. So let me go ahead and take a look at how crude is doing today. Are we back down? Yeah, we're not really rocketing up. Might get short this. Looking for 4190s here. How's Chevron reaction going? It's actually above VWAP here. All right, guys, I got a little short there. Halliburton, we'll see what happens on this one. Going to give it a tight stop here. Only about $18 risk. Looking for that move right back down and a breakdown. Palantir is doing really well here, so I'm going back to Palantir, looking for the breakdown through the 1524. If not, just going to run through it with the profits. Definitely not going to let this come back and get me out there. Looking to take some good gains on Palantir. All right, let's see if Palantir can break that low and get through the 1524, going to the next level on the hourly levels. What's that next level to watch for? That's going to be a breakdown closer towards the $15. So can we get that move to 15 today? That would be a nice win there on Palantir. I feel naked, says Robert. Well, maybe put some clothes on, but nah, just joking with you, Robert. Covered my last short today. Anyone got a swing trade idea? Robert, if you need swing trade ideas, why not go to Start Swing Trade? That's at 3 p.m. today, guys, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. I will see you there later today, Robert. We'll talk a little bit about some swing trade ideas. Why not get over there? And if you want to join me, you can even join me on screen, Robert. We can take a look at them together.
I'm back. Sorry about that, Mitch.
You're good, Ryan.
Happy Monday.
Been shorting some names here. I've seen the market come back a little bit, but taking some shots on Palantir short Halliburton, and trying to get short some oil names and a little bit of some AI action, it seems like.
So basically you're shorting everything. I heard you're shorting oil, AI, tech. So we're good. So Mitch is out here shorting everything. Cool. Now let me try to catch up.
The only question is, though, the market is coming back. So, and it's big tech that's leading. So be careful out there. Palantir was looking like it wanted to break, but now it's starting to come back. Halliburton going lower. That looks good there. I'm going to tighten up now. That shouldn't come back through that high. So I can go even lower of a risk there. Just looking for it to really kind of make that down action move. Reject like up here towards 89, then come really down towards the 440s, 4140s. That looks pretty decent there now. I could add to that name, but I don't want to expose myself to risk until I at least have a nice cushion. Q still staying strong there, guys. So at least we are seeing a little bit of a ramp back in the market. And remember how everything was down from the open? Well, now you have utilities leading, industrials, and financials. What else is in the green? Technology. Technology was leading the downside move. Now it's back in the green. This is why I pay attention from the open and not overall, because if you pay attention to overall, what do you look at technology right now and say? It's red. It's red. Jim Z said, I'm interested in swing trades. Well, that's what we have a show specifically for swing traders, right? Start Swing Trade. Check it out, guys. 3:30 p.m. Eastern. And it gives you a wrap up of the market. And let's just be honest. A lot of swing traders, they take a look really close to the end of the market because you can take a look at daily charts and pretty much get an assumption of how the candle will close. That's why a lot of people take a look at swing trades towards the end of the day. All right, Halliburton coming back here. We'll see what happens on that one.
TPST looking like that was trying to make another attempt at moving towards the highs. We'll see if we end up getting that on TPST. AUMN was pushing there too. Yeah, VIX. Jay saying VIX also went red. Notice that. Was watching that from the open here. We tried to pop off that opening print and immediately reversed. Now we're red here on the VIX, down about 1.5%.
All right, guys, just added to my Palantir short. Now just going to hold with a very, very small risk here towards 1570s. Well, it's only about a 5-cent risk here, looking for the down move to come in. I started getting that 50s hit to the downside, so I added there. If it comes back up through that 1570s, I'll get out, looking for the big win there on Palantir. Let's see if it turns back around. Halliburton is kind of similar to me. I want it to just come right back down here, so if it can reject getting above this high, this 41.91, and then we close this candle red or make a new candle on red action down to 41.70, I can add and break even on the rest. That's what I'm looking to do. We'll see what happens. Microsoft starting to reject. We'll look to see if that one goes lower. Does it do traps today? Does Tesla do traps today? It's right off the VWAP right now. So will Tesla VWAP bounce and kind of fake this move to the downside, or will it reject the VWAP here at 206.50s and come right back through that 202? All right, nice rejection there on Halliburton. Now going to look for an 80s move, and then I'll look to add there. Shorts out to add on Halliburton. You guys see me how I'm trying to like size into the positions here, right? Let them work a little bit, let the timing go through, and then hammer down. That's what I'm trying to do now. How long is your show on swing trades? It's just 30 minutes. It's really quickly. It's at the end of the day. Pretty much I go through the industries, look to see what sectors and industries are trading well, and that helps me find the swing trades, right?
It helps you look for setups, right? That's the whole goal. You're kind of looking for setups because swing trading is unlike day trading where you don't have to act in that moment. You're kind of waiting. You're playing that waiting game until that setup materializes.
100%, man. And
Love it.
You get to a certain point where what you're looking to do is you're trying to see a lot of daily charts kind of lead you, right? Industries and sectors, because that can tell me more and more about what's happening underneath the hood. That's why I always talk about intermarket analysis. And right now on our book club, if you guys aren't a part of our book club, you guys can join our book club. We have over 625 members. Right now we're reading a book on what? Intermarket analysis. So if you like learning in the stock market, I know that some of you do, you might want to check out the book club.
INVO open again. It's resumed 6 times. It's had 6 halts, 6 resumes. The big knife here coming. This should halt it to the downside. INVO. I've got it on my pro screen, Mitch, on my BZ Pro screen.
Okay.
INVO. Yes, this looks like trading halt. 10:04. Yeah, this is halted. Halted here to the downside. 6 halts now. This one finally a downside one on INVO. Still up 300% here today. So let's take that with a grain of salt. The other thing I'm watching here, and I'll show you real quick on this. Let me knock this down. TPST. All right. So we're kind of holding this range up here. What I'm looking to see, Mitch, maybe you can help me. If you take a look at my screen right now, for whatever reason, I don't see this crosshair that I have on the chart.
Yeah.
When I go to this chart, I don't have it. And when I go to this chart, I don't have it. Gil or Mitch, if you could help me with that. I was playing around with some of the buttons here, but I likely just turned something off without realizing it.
Pointer. You just had to, I think, need your drawing things on the top left. And then maybe it's just part of the style here. I'll try to find it for you.
Yeah, it's something's odd. But anyway, the point that I'm trying to make, this sideways area here on TPST is what I'm watching. If we break down through this 520 area, I don't know. If we
I got it.
If we
I
break
got it for
out,
you whenever you're
what is
ready.
it?
Okay, so right click on the chart.
Yep.
You're gonna go to view.
Yep.
And you're gonna check crosshair.
Dude, There it is. So
I'm
we
a
learn
boss,
it.
man. I'm a
We
boss.
learn it. We learn it out here. Absolutely
Boom.
love that,
You
Mitch. Look,
crosshair.
love it. Love
Done
it.
deal.
Love it.
That's what I'm here for, baby.
I absolutely love it,
Hit
Mitch.
the like. All right, Halliburton going down. That looks great for me now, guys. At this point, break even on the rest, no matter what. Gonna have what? A break even trade or a winning trade. This is when I get into the position of what? Strength. Let's see if it works out, team.
Mitch is the boss. Yo, Gil, honestly, that's true. And we don't really talk about it a whole lot. We don't really argue with Mitch, but he the boss.
Hey, always try to come through for my traders out there. And for you guys out there, anytime you guys need help, that's what I'm here for, guys. If not, I wouldn't be paying it forward for you guys. And I want to pay it forward for you guys. I want you guys getting to success. And that's really what it's all about.
Dave saying TPST just forming a big wedge on the daily. TPST. Dave shorting Netflix. Netflix short working well. God, I'm old enough to remember when I was scolded for saying Netflix was a short setup. Man, oh man, we out here.
That is pretty funny though, right?
That is pretty funny.
All right, Palantir trying to stop me out here. I was up about like 30 bucks on this one, so gotta be careful with a spike above 1575s. That could go to 16 really quickly here. So just got to be smart here, look for the rejection, but if it does get above that, it could easily just stop me out here.
TPST coming to test that 520 area. Remember, if it breaks down through 520, I think it's got to set up again VWAP at 505, which would be an interesting place for that to set up. We'll see if that materializes here.
All right, setting my stop here at 1578 there on Palantir. I like that if it can reject here and just come right back down, it's looking really decent here. And the big thing for me is looking at the Qs and the SPY to see what happens there. Do we reject here at the top and come right back to the bottom of the range? That's one thing that I'm going to be looking for.
AUMN moving higher here. Great call here. This is a Bex from last week, but this moving again here. Thanks, Lynn, for all of your support here. I would also like to encourage you folks to hit the likes like Mitch explains on a regular basis. It's a free way of supporting us and helping the higher ups know that we're doing a good job.
It just lets us know that you guys support us and you guys don't get charged a single cent for being on this stream. And there's plenty of chat rooms out there charging hundreds of dollars to do what we do every single day right here for you guys.
Netflix looking to break 400 to the downside on Netflix. Goldman Sachs at the highs here today. That's interesting.
And that's because financials are what? Up from the open, but overall still down. And I think that that's what the important thing of catching things from the open are. What do you guys think about a DG short? Well, I would take a look at what? The space, right? And so I'd look at what? Defensives. And then I'm going into what? Discount stores. So discount stores today. You got BIG having a green day, DG having a green day, Walmart having a good day, Ollie's Bargain having a good day. And the only ones in the red that I see are Dollar Tree, Target, BJ, and Costco. So a little bit of a mix noise today.
The thing that's got me about this question here, let me throw out my pro screen so we can take a look at the chart together. So here's your daily chart for Dollar General. Okay, so first of all, my thought here is that if the consumer continues to weaken and tighten, these plays should be good longs. That's number one. Now, we haven't really seen that come to fruition yet, so maybe we don't see it. I personally think we will, but we haven't yet, so keep that in mind. That being said here, sure looks like this chart's in kind of a downtrend. I know we recently just popped off the bottom, but as far as a short goes, I could see that if this was breaking down, maybe you would want to reshort this down towards that $100 level, currently at 115. I get where you're coming from here. My own personal belief with this is that we actually are probably going to see these stocks higher here in the near future. So I'm on the other side of it. Technically, though, I think you have a pretty good setup here, to be honest. No position for me on this one, though.
All right, guys, if you can get
Ben, I hope that helps.
If we can get another green rip, will we get Riot moved to 990? It just looks interesting for me here. If we can get an up move in the market. So Riot on my radar. We'll see if it does make that move up. It's right off the VWAP right around here. VWAP touched 920s, VWAP at 921s. Going back to my
TPST
trade.
falling out of bed here. Big breakdown. Also, so here, let's go back. Let's go back to this. Okay, so we talked about if it falls through 520, the next spot would be the VWAP here. Well, it went to that, but it broke beneath that here. So real weak. Big selling candle here. Biggest candle of the day is a big sell candle. Crow saying he thinks it's done. I would say, judging by this action, unless this thing really starts to firm up here, and I guess maybe it did sell off to that level, unless this thing really starts to firm up here, this might be done. TPST.
All right, guys, stepping up to the plate here in Palantir. Just added another 100 shares there. Now just got to keep holding tighter and tighter on the risk, but stepping up to the plate as it keeps rejecting here. And I'm looking for a quick down action move here. Same thing with Halliburton. I'm willing to step up to the plate now. Just stepped up to the plate a little bit more there. And now adding a little bit more, understanding where my risk is and looking for the down action move to come in. So taking my shots right now. And then the key is these will kind of hit off, and then I'll look to see what happens in the market. Do we get a big up move? Do we get a big down move? SPY and Qs look good. So bigger stocks, look for maybe those to lead. At least just right now. And I'm playing a little bit of mixed industries right now. So I'm trying to keep you guys in tune with the whole market. It's not easy, right?
I mean, Qs took a leg up here and looked like they're trying to take the next leg up here. So here, let me go this. Boom. So here's your Qs chart. Now I've got this again on the 3-minute chart here. So this is an intraday chart that we're looking at. The first move here was down. Now we've bounced. It did look like it was consolidating a little bit and trying to push higher here. I think if we do that, if we take 350, 355, I think we probably go even higher here on the Qs. Let me see if I can. There we go. Qs look good. Qs look good.
Yeah, they do.
Jay Rice saying all of our solars going red to green here. ENPH, First Solar, and Solar Edge, SEDG, all going red green after the seller's exhaustion. Remember, SEDG was pounded last week.
I mean, they bounced on Friday, right? So this is okay to see bounces. The only thing is there could be very short-lived bounces. That's the problem.
Didn't bounce a whole lot
after it. Yeah, it's not a lot. I mean, the industry is very negative, but like we always see,
higher
sometimes
interest rates, absolutely, it's negative. It should be.
Yeah.
AUMN, but oh man, AUMN. So it tried to take out that 225 again, and it couldn't do it. The more it knocks on this 225. The more I think it probably breaks it and goes higher. AUMN. That's 7 in the morning Ryan. Here. What's that?
Be right back. Go ahead and you can put it full screen if you want to put that one up.
Well, we could just do this.
Okay.
I'll see you when you get back.
Yep.
Even IWM went red green. Now that would be interesting. Let's take a look at that here real quick. Because the IWM has really been weak. I apologize, guys. No trades for me yet today. Did have an early meeting there that kind of threw a monkey wrench into my plans, but the setups have not been great on top of that. So no trades yet. IWM, this decent bounce spot here. You know, Jay, the one thing that I'm thinking here on the IWM, tell me if you agree. The IWM has really kind of come into this support level, right? This 164 area really looks like pretty decent support. You want to call it 165. I'm not going to fight you on that. But on top of this, we also had a really low RSI. Now, the last time the RSI really got down here, we bounced. It's tried to bounce a few times, but it hasn't yet. Do you think we get a bounce here on this IWM, take us maybe back to the top of this range? If we hide the Bollinger Bands, let's go ahead and draw this parallel channel that I'm talking about here. Let's do it from right in here to here, right? Maybe this is kind of what we're looking for here on the IWM. Let me know if you think we bounce here. RSI's got me saying maybe we are due for a bounce here. $162.50 or 2022 low. 2022. Wow. I butchered that. By the way, TPST bouncing off of that knife, clearing 5 here. No position though. Jay. Okay. So you're confirming pretty much what I was just talking about there. My guess on IWM, same as Solars. We got some seller exhaustion, maybe just kind of a technical bounce here. That would make a lot of sense to me, honestly, Jay. That would make a lot of sense to me. AUMN through that 225. Well, we just talked about it. We just talked about it. Nice job for anyone that took AUMN. That was a great call from our community too.
Tightening up Halliburton there. Looking for the move in Palantir, but still hasn't gotten it.
INVO back up to the highs here.
Looking for a quick swoosh down. That's me, though.
You mean on the market? Kind of take some of the other stocks with it? Is that what you're looking for?
Exactly.
Got you. Easy Mike says, yeah, nice BT pump. I'm not gonna lie here, Easy Mike. When I glanced at this comment, that's not what I thought it said. Just saying.
XLU going higher. That definitely doesn't look too bad there. Industrials looking like they want to push above the 99 on the XLI. We'll see if it does that.
I'm just kind of rolling through some stocks off the list here, trying to catch myself up. MGM, nice move. I noticed Wynn had a nice move here today too. Did we get Macau data over the weekend? Born, good to see you this morning. Sorry about your fins yesterday. I got to be honest, the two biggest losers of the NFL weekend to me are the Detroit Lions and the Miami Dolphins. Because what happened was you had those two teams lose to two other good teams. So now you're going to get the rhetoric for the next week or maybe even longer in the case of the Lions, who really don't play anybody for several weeks here. You're going to get this rhetoric about, oh, these teams haven't played anyone good. They're pretenders. They're not actually good, blah, 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 blah. Those are probably your two biggest losers from the weekend, in my opinion. Born, I'm sorry.
That's not the biggest deal. It's one game.
No, you're right. And these are people on the outside.
Yeah, Tua had the chance to win the game. He just messed up there, literally. That's just what it is.
He messed up my parlay because Tua needed to throw for another interception and 25 more yards for me to cash a parlay.
Another interception? He threw enough, man.
No, I'm sorry. A touchdown. My bad. I the one of the legs of the parlay was 2 touchdown passes. He only had one.
You could blame Tyreek Hill for that then. He dropped a pass literally 5 yards out of the touchdown with no one around him. It was a little bit of a cut down the middle, and literally just bloop bloop bloop, and he would have walked into the
hands of stone, baby, hands of stone. Real quick,
best hands in the NFL.
Love this though. Jay saying, Ryan, I disagree. Bills losing to the Pats was worse. You know what though? I kind of throw that one out because the Bills, something's going on there with the Bills. The Bills they're not as consistent as they should be. And Bill Belichick, man, he knows that division better than anybody. He'll find a way to beat you. The Bills, maybe I'd put that 3, Jay. How about that? I put that 3. 13 saying the QB situation in Cleveland. From what I understand, Deshaun Watson was concussed past protocol, and they kind of held him out there. Look, that game was one of the more exciting games of the weekend. I don't give a damn about either of those two teams. In fact, Eberflus can go back to Indianapolis as far as I'm concerned. But that game, nonetheless, very, very exciting.
See what happens here. Took a little bit of a hit there on Palantir, down about 37. The Qs is still grinding up. Technology coming back, and that's really what's grinding the market higher right now. Financial services aren't hurting it, right? And then that's especially another thing to catch. KRE going higher, XLF going higher, JPM going higher today. So I don't expect to see that downturn right now. We'll see if we do see it, but right now the Qs are staying strong. Riot made a nice little lift off the VWAP around the 1925s. It's up there now to 1950s. I talked about it. Would it make a 990 run? It's looking like it wants to do it. So you guys out there looking for that Bitcoin trade? Maybe I don't trade it the best, but maybe you guys are able to nail that. That's why I was talking about Mara, Clean Spark, and I was bringing up also Riot for a 990 move. That's just made a nice move off the 925s and 950s.
My worry here is that the Bitcoin trade might be exhausted, at least in the near term. What's going to be the next leg up here? We've had a great bounce on all of those things that you just named, Bitcoin, Riot, and Mara. Do we reverse here?
The thing is, if you get the news overnight about the Bitcoin ETFs going through, then guess what? Guess what?
Right.
These
No,
things
you're right.
they'll gap. They'll gap.
You're right.
So
you're right.
So the key here is this is like a type of swing trade. This is the type of stock that I'd look for a swing trade. Why? Because look where we are on the daily, right? So I understand that my daily risk needs to be down towards like 880s. Can I risk $1 if I go at this with like, let's say 20 shares, 30 shares? Yeah. Because if for any reason we get a big move and those ETFs go through, I could see Riot spiking up here to 12. So you have to have your risk and return outlook, but doesn't look too bad there for a swing. All right, definitely smash the like out there, team. We're going to keep going. And like always, I want you guys to check out the Rule the Pool competition. Who's going to rule the pool? Let me know out there, team. I want you guys, of course, to check it out. And it's going to be pretty fun, guys. It's our way of giving you guys an ability also to compete with us. So if you guys want to go ahead and join this, check it out. Rule the Pool contest. Test your skills for 7 trading days, team. It's not just one. It's not just 2 days. It's not 5 days. It's 7 full trading days. All right, I'll throw up the link here so you guys can check out the Rule the Pool competition. And like always, sign up, guys. You guys see it right here?
Let's go.
Rule the Pool, baby.
This starts next. Okay, this starts next week. Okay, so you're telling me that when I'm watching football next week, I also have to start studying charts so I can come ready to go? Is that what you're telling me? Sounds like that's what you're telling me.
I mean, that's what we do every day, so I don't think you'll need to do too much studying there, Ryan. But that's the good part about being in the market every day. Some traders, they'll have to do a little bit more. But hey, the biggest thing is that I want to see somebody here take the first place prize. Yes, you guys out there could be taking this prize. I want to see it. I
want someone from our community to do it.
I want to be able to brag a little bit here about our community and be telling everybody that you guys kicked ass and that this is the best place to be. But the only way we're going to do that is if you guys join up and join the competition, beat Ryan or I, and show us all up and get that first place prize. We'll see what happens, guys.
I'll say this. The bar's set low. It's not going to be that difficult to beat me. I'm making a mess of trades on a regular basis. I'm having a couple of days where I do several good things in a row and then I mess it all up. So the bar is low there. But for someone from our community to really kind of win this entire thing, nothing would make me more proud. That'd be a whole team effort. I'm looking forward to that.
That's true. I'll tell you one thing, if you guys are looking for up moves in the market right now, Microsoft is still setting up here. It still hasn't made a big move on the day, and it does have reports later this week. So will they get ahead and kind of just grind this higher? That's why I'm bringing this chart up. It's just hanging out above the 50 exponential moving average, has made multiple attempts to break 327 and then just rejected it. We'll see what happens on that one. Looking around to find some smaller plays or something. I want to take another trade, guys. You guys let me know what you're seeing out there. What is this dust?
That's a gold ticker, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a bear 2x share. Direction. Is it time to play some gold? It's been on the decline as of late. We'll see. Interesting move there. I've never played the dust before. I just learned something new. I've played JNUG, but I haven't played the dust. Remember how I said NVIDIA is leading the market earlier? Well, was I too wrong on there? Look at that move. Yeah, NVIDIA's been leading the move back. The relative performance from NVIDIA is strong today. That's for sure.
INVO halted to the downside here.
NVIDIA is up 2.74%, while Tesla is up 0.14%. So that's not hurting it anymore. And it's definitely the leading one of the big boys, NVIDIA. You know what looks interesting too that's starting to come back is Meta. That at least not having the worst chart, just slowly stair stepping, but definitely Nvidia on the lead. Looking around, man, I'm not seeing much. Costco is still weak. Will this reject it or come back? Man, there's not much out there. I feel like I have edge on the charts. Even like this Tesla chart, it feels like it's just going to come right back down. You see how this looks like a rejection right here? And this could come right back down? Well, it'd be a very tight risk here, but be about 50 cents, about a dollar. Let's take a shot. Let's take a shot. Let's see what happens here. Just going to be try to quick trade here on Tesla. Let's see if it works out. Risk is towards 211s. Going to risk about $30 there at the 211 spot. Just want to see if it can drop down to 207s here and get ourselves a nice little win. But of course, this is just kind of playing the contrarian move, right? Not playing the continued upside action. Let's see if the contrarian move works out today.
Becca, there we go. Now this all coming together here. AUMN is part of the gold play. Take a look at AUMN. Golden Miners, that's literally the name of it. It's like that. It's like when you start to realize all of the puzzle pieces come together. It's like you're embarrassed that you didn't know this already. AU, of course, is the periodic symbol for gold. AUMN, miner company, minerals, duh. It's all like coming together here. A great spot though, Bex. Is continuing to move higher here. Engaged in the mining, construction, and exploration of precious metals and mineral properties.
All right, let's see if we can come back to 207. Get ourselves back in the green, and then I'll maybe just take off some of it.
Love this stat here from Jay Rice. FYI, market has been green 15 of the last 16 Mondays. So pretty good weekly. I want to call it seasonality, but it's not a season. This is basically just kind of a weekly noticing something of weekly occurrence. This is interesting to me. It's
interesting. That's for sure.
Well, the reason I think that's interesting is because one of the things that would happen is that the first of every month, the market would be green. Is 401k and inflows. By the way, TPST, great call, Jay. This popping off that bottom back to the VWAP. Let's see what it does here. TPST. I had this written off for done. So did Crow. Popping back here. We'll see if it gets rejected here, if it moves higher.
That INVO just halting all around, but still moving up. All right, guys, let's see if that Tesla trade starts working out here. Show you guys it. Shorting the dragon. Yeah, this guy. This guy. Hit the like button.
Okay. Jay saying, why is that, Ryan? And then answering his own question. Sorry, I was Googling something. Because everyone is looking for weekend risk. So let me ask you, Jay, just to make sure I understand this correctly. Are you saying that, because we talked about this on Friday, we talked about not wanting to stay long over a weekend and exposing yourself to headline risk. Is your thesis then, once we clear the weekend, maybe put that risk back on a Monday and kind of play it there where you don't have that extended headline risk? Is that what you mean? That would make sense to me.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of people searching to see that the war gets worse over the weekend, and then they come in on Monday, they see things not that bad, and then they probably go buying, maybe things like that play into it. And then another thing is the overall psychology move, right? Is just what gets played often, right? Is psychology is I don't want to be long over the weekend. I want to be maybe long on Monday. Can Tesla break down here and the Qs come back to VWAP? We'll see. The way the market's been as of late, it's very hard to get like a big move up and it just continue moving up. A lot of times we've gotten big moves up and then all of a sudden it comes all the way back down. We'll see if that happens today. Come on, Tesla, break that 209. SPY's pulling back a little bit here. Let's see what's leading now. Wouldn't you know it? What was on the downside? Technology. And it's just about to change overall green. It's at 0.00 now. Boom. There it's, just pulled back a little bit. Just for a second there, it went green. Cyclicals are starting to come back green too. And so resorts and casinos getting a little bit of a push up today. Leisure getting a push. Residential construction. Footwear and accessories getting a little bit of a push. Looks like retail not doing too bad on the day. Let's take a look at the XRT chart. That is pulling back right now. I'll look to see if that comes back up, but those names aren't doing the worst.
Dave taking a TPST trade here. Let's go. It's 13. He has no chill this morning. He's like, I'm trading TPST only here today for 4 for 4.
I can't do all that, but your heart is better than mine, 13.
Yo, 13's got it on lockdown right now.
I don't know how he does it, man. You're gonna have to come show us, my friend.
He talks about it every day at the happy hour. Anyone that wants to hear about it, come show up. We have a 13 corner little segment. We don't have that, but we can invent that if necessary.
My boy said we don't have it, but we're gonna have it. I like it. All right, what's going on out there, guys? He works his levels. Hey, to each his own, man. And if you're able to nail it, dude, just keep doing your thing, right? Some people are good at it. Some people aren't. Some people drop bombs. Some people bunt small.
Were you setting up something for the Phillies game tonight or something, or what's up?
I mean, it's just how it is, man. It's how it's been also in baseball. I was watching that baseball. Poor Diamondbacks, man. I'm trying to root for the underdog, but they have very, very slim chances.
Diamondbacks are lucky to even be there. To be honest with you,
down action coming in right now, guys. Finally seeing it. Let's see if we can get some down action here to continue.
W buy. I know some of you guys were trading this here earlier. W buy beneath the VWAP. We'll see if we can get a VWAP reclaim on W buy. By the way, tried Angel's Envy bourbon this weekend. It is awesome. First time trying it. It's finished in port barrels. That's kind of what its own thing. It is awesome. If anyone else out there has tried Angel's Envy, would love to hear what you think about it.
All right. Doesn't seem too bad there. Can the Qs come back to VWAP is what I'm looking for, but I highly doubt it. It's been a tough trade there. Starting to hold the 90 MA pullback. That's when I get a little concerned that it could do a rip to 355 here. See if we can get another little cut through to like the 208s. Of course, it's 10:30 here, team. We'll see what happens. Like always, smash the like, guys. 10:35. You guys see us using Trade the Pool here, coming after it. And I do want to let you guys know about tomorrow. Don't miss it. If you guys didn't hear, we will be starting off the day with my release. I spent over 18 hours on this video. You guys don't want to miss it. The crisis of 23. Regional banks, the clock is ticking. You guys know I've been all about this story. It's not like it's a brand new story to me. And you guys don't want to miss that video. 9 a.m. Eastern will be released right here, of course, on Benzinga. It'll be right after pre-market prep. Catch that, guys. And then we'll start live trading right after that.
Staff Sergeant Ryan, good morning on this Monday. Hopefully you're doing well. You perked my ears when you said bourbon. Yes, I do that to myself sometimes to wake me up. The name of the bourbon that I tried was Angel's Envy. Angel's Envy. Very, very good.
All right, guys, looking to take a little bit off this Tesla trade if I can get a nice little fill on a little bit of a down swoosh here. Don't mind taking half of it off there and just limiting the red for the day, but the Qs are slowing up a little bit here. So I want to see the SPY make a quick down move here. That's going to help me. SPY's coming down, JPM coming down fast. Looking to see if the banks drop fast here. Energy still down big.
That market
That
bounce is
Halliburton,
outdone.
man, that Halliburton stopped me out just for a second and then went down. That's how just didn't expand the risk there enough there. You see Halliburton, I ended up getting out for a break-even style trade. But look at that, guys. It at 41.82,
INVO.
then it just smacks down. That's a little bit tough to go through.
Congrats on all you trading INVO, as that goes for a 3 test here on INVO. I got a high print here, 297. Looks like you're trying to shake out some of the weak hands here. INVO, this thing has been halted multiple times. We've really kind of pushed upward here on INVO. Looks like 3 coming.
Q's starting to bounce, SPY starting to bounce. I'm just trying to see what's going to happen here. It's not pulling back fast enough is Tesla, so I might just take the trade off here. As the Qs keep pushing here off the 9 EMA pullback. They're driving right now. There's a little push. I'm getting out, guys. I just took the trade off there on Tesla. I can get back in the trade there, but just didn't want to lose on the trade. So now I'm still at $38 lost there. Got out there for a 135 win, but it was up about $30 there. So maybe just got to be a little bit quicker to the trade. But I hate taking one-to-one trades, guys. I'll just be honest. If I'm taking one-to-one trades, I have to be about what? 80% accurate to be in the green.
INVO popping 3 there, went to 304. Mitch, don't feel bad. I've done nothing today. Like literally, I feel off. I don't feel great setups. I had to jump for a little meeting that kind of threw a wrench into what I was doing. I haven't taken a single trade yet. I'm flat. And you know what though? I'm gonna be okay with that, because like I'm sitting here right now, we're talking, I'm looking at all the ideas that the chat is throwing out here. And it's making me feel like, Ryan, just go buy something. Just go buy something and get some exposure. And it's like, that's not good, right? That's just kind of haphazard FOMO. I don't want that to be the case. So I'm just kind of holding off here.
And it's a reverse psychology type of day where things like that are doing well right now. Like Shop is doing well. Even Unity, they got a downgrade today, is doing well. So it's that reverse psychology type of day where it's going higher, even though it got a downgrade, right? So just be careful out there, team. We could see a little bit higher move on the day. And Riot was probably one of the best ones in the outlook, now to 970s. I looked at 990s as potential move today, and that's almost playing out there. So Riot, probably one of the best moves on the day. I'll show you guys that move here. Look at that. Nice little pullback to VWAP, pushed higher. That was probably one of the best plays and the best setups that I saw out there.
Mitch, assuming you're good. And home builders moving higher here. That I don't think I understand that one very much.
Beating down stocks, man. Beating down stocks, getting the lift.
I will say I do love the clickiness of your keyboard. It is a very satisfying click each keystroke. So,
oh yeah, we're not short on sounds here, you and I, Ryan.
No, no, we're not.
No, not short on sounds here. We're definitely going to be always making some moves and sounding something out. But let's see what else happens on the market today, guys. Looking to see if Chevron can come back on the day, guys. That's another one that I'm looking at. But today's, it seems like, we're getting that climb back. But the question is, do you trust this climb back? That's the harder move, I think, to kind of play. XRT, we'll see if it bounces right now. I'm taking a look at it here. Starbucks not doing too bad today. Best Buy getting a little bit of a lift there. Let's see, Walmart, that's still going. Costco is just off of VWAP. We'll see if that pulls back. DG has been pushing higher. Looking around, guys, it just seems to me like it's a technology kind of run, but it's not like a huge run, right? You are getting financials to bounce, so you got to be careful with those names as you are getting some of those banks to bounce today. Will gold get the lift today, later today? I'm taking a look at it, but not seeing much. What are you guys seeing out there? Let's catch up with the traders.
Yeah, sorry, I'm still looking. Mitch, I'm doing a lot of looking and not a lot of executing. And I'm sorry about that. I feel like I've let the group down here today.
It's all good. I mean, all we can do is try to look at the market and try to find the flows.
Why are you screaming at me, Kat?
Whew, I'm tired a little bit today. Working too hard on the weekends, man. I put over 60 hours last week.
Because of this video, we had someone in the chat said they do it for you in 5 minutes.
Dude, where you at? Yeah, if someone could edit what I edited in 5 minutes, literally, I don't even know, man. I'd probably get your name tattooed on my back. Like, there's just no way. That thing, you should see my project file in Premiere Pro. It's like 1,000 cuts for 12 minutes. It's not easy to edit that kind of video, but I'll tell you one thing. There's green screen effects, sounds. Oh, man, there's everything in this video.
Okay. AI can do it. 13. AI can just do it for you.
They can't do this one. I'll tell you that. If you can find an AI that can do this, 13, I mean, we might as well just all quit life. BT, looks like all I'm getting to show up on my scanner here is a lot of Bitcoin names.
Yeah, there's very little showing up. I got multiple penny stocks on my scanner here. I don't really see a whole lot of Nokia.
Nokia.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of a joke. WBuy, the first move here is already in.
What do you think about this Pinterest?
What's going on with Pinterest?
Well,
let me review the
news-wise, it did have news this morning. It had a stifle upgrade.
Yep.
$32
upgrade price target. Yep.
With a buy. But it's come back to 2660s. Rejected this multiple times. Looks to me like a little bit of a daily long, intraday short. That's how trades can sometimes look like. Intraday, this looks like a rejection off VWAP. But on the daily, look how it's off daily support. And so traders could be stepping up here off this kind of 26 or 25.50 spot. So that's where it gets confusing, right? That's where daily outlook can not be what you're seeing in the intraday. This is why we call multi-time frame trades so important, where you look at multi-time frames and the trade is the same trade. In this case, daily looks bullish, intraday looks bearish. Which way do you go? That's the hard part of day trading. All right, definitely smash the like out there, team. There's always more for you guys. And bird flu news.
Yeah, I was reading that.
Is there really bird flu news? Tyson. It's all about the chicken.
Well, the thing here was Jesus Christ. Why can't I find it now?
Of course, what's leading the rally today is a good move
Can't
in the
find it.
TLT. Of course, the bonds leading the markets. Wouldn't you know it? All right, guys, it's 10:46. We got a couple minutes left here. We'll bring you guys over to the Trader Bacon Show. That's coming up next. And of course, we're going to keep pushing to the next level, team. There's always more for you guys to check out, right? Keep pushing, keep trying to learn. If you guys want to get some learning lessons, like always, you guys can check out the Trade the Pools YouTube. I want to give you guys that. So I'll go ahead and I'll throw it up in the chat so that you guys can take a look at some of the learning videos that they have. Like always, there's always more education out there, and that's what we're all about.
I love that I just had to ask you and you just told me the answer instead of me having to go through a video. Can't tell you how much I appreciate that, Mitch.
Yeah, you see, it's all about, it's up here, man. It's all up here,
there,
right?
yeah. I feel you.
Just gotta work it, baby. Rivian going higher. I've talked about how there was news out there with Amazon that got me thinking that maybe Rivian gets a little bit of a spike, but it is spiking a little bit today, but it could just gap fill this back, maybe 1780s, and then come back down. NVIDIA, the one that I talked about really early out the gates that was leading, it's starting to slow down a little bit here at the 424s. Then again, this market is not easy right now, so we'll see what happens. Pinterest coming back down here. We'll look to see if that rejects now. Doesn't look too bad to maybe go for a quick short, but we'll see what happens there. Be off kind of like 2660s here, about 15-cent risk. I don't mind it, but I'd have to come up here a little bit harder and then just get short really quickly. Let's try to take a little bit of shot there. 200 shares. Ooh, you guys see me made a mistake there. How many times do I make a mistake like that, guys? Look at this. Boom. I went long there instead of short there. Very rare do I make that mistake, but hey, catch it, cut it, and go back into the trade.
I've done that. My fair share of times.
Yeah, no, that can be very detrimental if you don't catch it quick. But the key is not getting deer in headlights and just reacting, right? Immediately I look down. Do I have a did I do it right? And I immediately looked down and saw what? No, you did it wrong, Mitch. Fix that real quick.
Interesting here, Snap. Snap really kind of trading higher here. Remember, Snap reports earnings tomorrow after the bell, up about 3% here this morning on Snap. So you were mentioning that Pinterest was up here. Maybe Snap moving on the back of that Pinterest upgrade. You know what I like seeing? By the way, so when is Pinterest's earnings? Is this going to say 7 days from today? Okay, so it's after the market next week. So what I like about that newsprint that you got this morning is this is someone coming in ahead of earnings to upgrade the stock instead of doing it retroactively after we get the print. Be interesting to see if this actually trades to the upside on that.
All right, guys, we'll see if that goes lower there. Going to look around the market. TLT still kind of climbing high. We'll look to see if that turns around there. SOXAS has pulled back all the way to the support. So we'll look to see if the market plays contrarian and then just bounces off this 1240s. It doesn't look bad for me to kind of maybe take a look at this because I could see the market just coming back down like the market loves to do. But we'll see what happens here. I don't mind this trade. Because it's what's been working, right? And that's the hard part. Do I play what's continued to work or do I play continuation today? So this could be the same trade as I went in earlier for Tesla. See what happens there on that SOXAS. I haven't taken it just yet, but I'm going to keep it on my radar. All right, team. What's going on out there, team? What else you guys have in the chat? It was an interesting day today. Definitely a battle. That INVO danger zone. We'll see what happens on that one. If it continues to make a run, it's 10:51. It's been a great battle type of day. Definitely do us the favor, guys. Hit the like button. Let us know that you guys appreciate us. We've had over 400 of you guys in here, so definitely smash that like. Let's see if we can get to 150 today. Let me see where we're at. Where we're at there on the like department today.
Yeah, Jay saying here, so Snap, remember, has almost sold off on last 4 of 5 reports. So that's what I'm saying. Interested to see what this will end up doing here. on Snap. I don't have any position for it. Wouldn't play the earnings, but still interested. And I do feel, I'm sorry. I feel like I should have executed more trades here today. I'm sorry that I didn't, but I'll look to come back and hit this again tomorrow.
Lynn mentioning something in the chat there. Lovely trader here. Kevin, yeah, I don't think that I don't think that me, Kevin, is causing this downturn in Tesla, but I can just tell you guys at least I didn't watch what he said exactly on Musk, but I'll take a look at it. I mean, if he gave you the real insight. For the first time, I think Elon didn't lie about his company and saying that demand would come down if interest rates stayed higher. And some people wanted to hit Elon for saying that. Why would you say a negative thing about your stock? But I mean, isn't that what a CEO is supposed to do? Try to be transparent about what he sees in the current market environment and where his company is going to next? We'll find out.
Elon polarizes people right now too, because he says whatever the heck he wants and it rubs people the wrong way. He laughs about it. They get all butt hurt. So
yeah, that's what he's all about though, too,
yeah.
right?
It's always been like that. It's always been like that.
We'll say things just to get reactions too, right? So we'll see what happens there. The Crow says he can't wait to troll some traders on Twitter. Don't worry. I'm sure there'll be some traders trolling all around. Edwin, you're a new trader, learning a lot. Thanks. Hey, Edwin, that's what it's all about, man. Let us know if you ever have any questions or you're learning something new. Literally, why we do this show is for people like you, Edwin, especially the new trader that's trying to learn processed approach. We're not here for copycat trading. That's not what we're here for. We're here for you to learn how to approach the market and learn from our process. And I hope that you guys can go ahead and get to the next level by doing so. All right, we'll see what happens here. Definitely the battle's on there, but the market is just kind of, who hit the pause button on the market?
I mean, it literally, we bounced into this range and we just kind of hung there.
Yeah, man. Just literally have just been
like here.
Just hanging out, man. Just hanging out.
Like we traded off, we bounced, and now we're just kind of, there's not really, this is where we were Friday after hours, 421. If we take a look at here, let's go to the daily chart and see where we're at here. So we're right above the Joe moving average. Isn't that right? 13.
Yep.
We're just holding it right here. But we're not taking out that 200. We're just kind of holding right in here. Light trading into earnings and rate decision. I would concur. Netflix $3.98. That continues to break down. Nice job, Dave. You're still out there. Not Netflix short.
All right, guys, going to take the contrarian trade here on Sox S, long Sox S, and thanks for the $5 super sticker market.
Oh, you think that's coming in here? I like that.
So I'm taking a little bit of the contrarian trade, right? And so trying to play the reversal off this. So you can see the bottoming action off the 1238s, 1235 risk here, and I'll just look for the move back to 1290s. This is literally just trying to play the reversal. We'll see what happens if that works out or not. What also gets me a little bit leaning more is that I look in technology, and if I would see semiconductors leading this action, I'd be like, all right, maybe this is a Q trade that can stay on the day. But what do I see leading the market in tech? Solar names. And I don't trust those at all right now. I think those are just literally, they're kind of dead cat bounces, and those are hard to trade because they're dead cat bounces back to resistance and then can reject and then just get shorted. So the clear example is First Solar right now, and I'm going to go ahead and take a look at that. I might actually get shorted right now. So you see here, guys, and how this is hanging up at the top here. Up one, down one, up two, down two, up three, down three. Should break out through the 152. I want it to fail that breakout. Maybe make a move there to like 151.60s and then fail. And then as that happens, I'd look to start getting short.
INVO looking like this is trying to roll over here on INVO. We talked about that this morning, quite a bit. The thing hit 3. I actually went as high as 304, looking like it's going to break down. Let me go to my chart here real quick, Mitch. INVO, if we lose this area here, I've got that at 257, only 5 cents away from where we're at now. Look for this to come back in. VWAP at 202, a bit extended here on INVO. Now, it's worth noting that on the way up here, there were multiple halts. So if this thing really falls out of bed, we're likely to halt to the downside several times.
All right, got a small starter on there in First Solar, just 10 shares, literally just to get myself into it. And now going to watch the rejection off the trend line to see if we come right back through 151. And that's when I'd smack down on it. We'll see what happens there. 3 trades on. It's 10:57, but that's going to do it for us, team. We're going to get you guys over, of course, to the Trader Bacon Show. That's coming up next, so definitely stick around here, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, like always, trading the market action. And I don't want you guys to miss, of course, the special event tomorrow. Stay tuned to Benzinga's Twitter. Stay tuned to my Twitter to go ahead and get the link, or catch me later today on Start Swing Trade. But the Crisis 23 will be going live 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Big video, 12 minutes long. It's pretty short. And I wanted to make it short enough for you guys to be able to watch the whole video and really get the most out of it. So check us out tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern. Of course, Rule the Pool competition going on. Who's going to flex and rule the pool? Always let us know in the chat below. Let us know if you've already signed up. Also, you guys can go ahead and already sign up. And like I put up earlier today, the YouTube there, want you guys to check that out. Any last comments about the market? My man, Ryan.
I want to see where SPY closes today. I think it's interesting. We kind of slowed down here. I like 13's outlook, waiting for earnings and the rate decision. Hope to be more active today. Tomorrow. Sorry about today, but we'll see you again. We'll be back for this.
All right, guys, Ryan's out of here. I'm going to go ahead and hop and get you guys over to, of course, the Trader Bacon Show. That's coming up next. Don't go anywhere. I will see you later today on Start Swing Trade, also 3:30 p.m. Eastern. And don't miss the show that comes after that one. It's our brand new cannabis show, the Dale's Report from, of course, TDR Personalities. So if you guys want to check out a collab that we have, it's an interesting show. I've been watching it, actually producing it in the background. So if you guys want to hang out with me, that's going to be at 4:10 Eastern today. I'll see you guys later. And like I said, that video, you don't want to miss it, guys, because the clock is ticking on the regional bank action, and I expose it all. See you guys tomorrow. Hit the like button on the way out.